the Let's Talk About podcast with me, your host, Mumbi Johnson, and let's get into this episode. Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk About podcast. I'm your host, Mumbi Johnson, if you're new here, and if you're not, welcome back. Thank you so much for listening yet again. Today's episode is really not, I was going to say it's really exciting. I mean, it's always exciting, but this episode I've been wanting to record for a really long time. It is a Valentine's Day special because we are in the month of February and, all this self-love and love and all kinds of love just being spread around. Also, it's Black History Month, so reparations. But let me be serious. So today's episode is titled I Can Buy Myself Flowers, after Miley Cyrus's newest song. Can you guess what today's episode is about? If you can't guess, that's fine. So today's episode is about self-love. And I've touched on this topic before on the podcast, but I feel like it's relevant to bring it back again because I know that around Valentine's Day, everyone is what is the word for this? I don't even know. Everyone's celebrating love, but not all of us have someone to be in love with. So I know for certain that I don't, because, we're not going to get into that. That's like for a girl chat for another day. This Valentine's Day, along with all the other Valentine's Days that I've lived through, I have never had someone to be in love with. I want to talk about how it's okay to be alone on Valentine's Day and really just be in love with yourself, not in a selfish way, because I feel like people can take that in a negative way. I do have an episode coming up all about the topic about how it's okay to be alone, and so just wait for that. But this is more of like self-love Valentine's Day, being alone. And I feel like this is important to talk about because society has this pressure to be with someone, and especially during the Valentine's Day. And if we're not, we're looked at as behind or like excluded from the holiday, or that something might be wrong with us. Personally, I have never had a boyfriend, as I've said. And at times I wondered if there was something wrong with me, especially with the whole dating scene in high school and people like getting together. And I'm over here like, hey, how y'all doing? And I mean, every time that we get close to Valentine's Day every year, we always hear that audio singing, Valentine's is coming. Where's your boyfriend? You are sitting at home. Lonely. That was not a good rendition of it. But now, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of love, and I would love to be in love because I think that's something so beautiful that happens between people who deeply care for one another. And there's just like the cute little things that they do for each other. And I literally have a whole Pinterest board centered around love and cute pictures and date ideas. So don't think that I'm just bashing everyone who's in love and has a partner right now, because I'm not. I am happy for them, because I think it's something that's truly special that someone can experience with another person. And also the fact that you can give gifts to one another and make them really special and meaningful. Being able to talk to someone, have them listen to your rants, or just like at the end of the day, debrief with them and just like have that communication, because communication is key in any relationship, friendship, love ship, that's not a word, family ship, whatever, family relationship. And also there's also like something really special about someone finding you beautiful and attractive in a romantic way. And also just like doing small things for one another, and another person who just like genuinely supports you. Like, let's say, for example, you go to their basketball games, or someone who listens to you rant, as I've just said, or goes to your dance performances, or if you ride a horse, if you're an equestrian, they go to your horse races. I don't really know how that world works because I'm not an equestrian, but things like that. Now with this in mind, I do want to speak for the people who don't have a partner like myself, or are not dating anyone at the moment. It can be hard when you see everyone else like in these relationships, to like feel loved in a sense. But I want you to be at peace with the fact that you may not be spending Valentine's Day with your boo or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. But what we can do collectively, me and you together, what we can do is take this time, or really any time, but if you want to celebrate the holiday, we can take this time to love ourselves and maybe even reevaluate the standards for your ideal partner and not settle for less. And actually, speaking of not settling for less, oh my God. So I've been obsessed with Monet McMichael from TikTok and YouTube. Like, she is that girl, and I love her so much. But yesterday, I was watching her video, her Get Ready With Me video, where she was doing like a little chit chat about her dating life because people are like speculating about who she's dating. Basically, this is something that she said, and I screenshotted it in the comments because someone commented her quote, and she was basically talking about standards and what she has in place as a mindset for when she's dating. So she said, he can be an addition, not a subtraction, not a division, an addition. And I just think that this is so deep because I feel like a lot of us, not okay, why am I saying we? I feel like some people might lower their standards, and I definitely have felt this way because they feel like they can never find love or they can never find the person who's going to be like their prince charming or whatever, and like do all the cute little things and be like, or just really fulfill, like, go beyond the wants and needs of what you want in a relationship. um but we should not settle for less than what we want or what we desire, because if we settle for less, we're not really fulfilling ourselves and, like, keeping true to ourselves and honestly being happy. So she was just describing about her past few dates where this guy that she's dating um made her a charcuterie board and remember the small little things like her favorite wine, which is rosé, and surprised her with it. Someone who pays attention to detail as well, like, that just tops the bar. So she's definitely not settling. Like, she made that very clear. Like, that person in your life can be an addition. They should not be subtracting from your life. They should not be dividing your life. They should just be an addition. And I like bringing math into this. That was iconic. That was legendary. But anyways, getting back on topic. Also, if you don't know who Monet McMichael is, please go check her out because anyways, I love her. So going back to what I was saying is that you can reevaluate your standards and not settle for less in your ideal partner because you really want to make yourself happy at the end of the day. A relationship is like an addition to yourself. I also just wanted to mention the fact about, or the point about, validating yourself and not needing the validation of others, because you are you and you should be able to love yourself and be whole. And this is where affirmations and stuff like that really just brings up a more positive mindset about yourself and just really a loving attitude towards yourself. That's where that whole thing comes in. So validating yourself, affirming it to yourself, really believing it and getting it ingrained into your head that you are someone who can be loved and you don't need someone else's opinions or thoughts to confirm that within yourself. Um, but anyways, like Miley Cyrus said in her song, I can buy myself flowers. Literally, go buy yourself flowers. If you don't have anyone to buy you flowers, or I don't know, maybe your friends will surprise you with flowers. I literally have no clue. But if you want those flowers bad enough, go get them yourself. And I'm not like, that sounds like I'm scolding you. No, I'm not scolding you. I'm saying treat yourself to the things that you would want someone else to treat you with. Like, I think I'm gonna buy myself flowers this Valentine's Day because I honestly just like flowers and it would look really pretty in my room. I'm gonna have some chocolate. I'm gonna do some self-care. Um, and in Miley Cyrus's song, she lists things that she can do for herself without having a partner. She said, I can take myself dancing, I can hold my own hand. I mean, that might look a little weird if you actually do that. I don't know. But I think she was just talking about it in the song, like saying all the things that she can do for herself. And then she says, yeah, I can love me better than you can, paint my nails, etc., etc. Um, but literally, you can do all of these things for yourself. And I plan on treating myself to lots of self love and self care. Um, as I said before, I will in fact be buying myself flowers, and I think I have some chocolate in my house right now. I can do a face mask, a pink one. I do have a pink face mask. I can paint my nails pink. I can dress cute, make myself dinner, like some spicy vodka, Gigi Hadid pasta. Um, you can write yourself a list of things that you love about yourself or write a love letter to yourself. And really just romanticize being alone because I feel like that's what society doesn't do. There's always a need for us to have a partner or this pressure, even grown-ups when you're like in your late teens and early 20s or in your just in general in your 20s, like family members will start asking you, oh, are you seeing anybody, are you interested in anybody? And if you say that you aren't in the dating scene, it's kind of like looked at as, oh, okay, she's a little late bloomer or he's a little late bloomer in that aspect. But I feel like we don't romanticize fulfilling our own needs and just being alone. And to be honest, you are probably the one person in this world who can love yourself the best because you know exactly what you need. Um, and it's not selfish to pertain to your own needs and wants. Because I feel like sometimes people think that self-love is selfish, but it's actually quite the opposite. Self-love is just treating yourself with love. Literally, it's in the self-love. Being selfish is only just thinking about yourself and not anyone else, and it has a very negative connotation. Um, I mean, yes, you can use it in a good way, but like that's sort of describing self-love. But like when people refer to selfish, that means like, oh, I'm not thinking about anyone else. Like I'm just going to do what I want to do and I don't care how it impacts anyone else. That's that sort of selfish mindset. But self-love is actually really good. And sometimes we need it because sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves, whether that you're just being pressured academically or work wise or just being stressed, and we don't show ourselves the amount of care that we should be showing ourselves, like, just taking a, the time to rest, even. That is a form of self care and self love. Letting your body rest, letting your mind rest, just doing something like reading. You can read some poems, I don't know. But there's like so many things that you can do. And another thing that I wanted to add is that if you do want to spend the holiday with someone, but it's not necessarily a partner, a romantic partner, you can host a party. I mean, this is like my go-to solution to everything. I do like hanging around people. Um, for the most part, as long as it's people that I like and I can have a good time with. And I love hosting things. So I'm planning on hosting a Galentine's party for me and my friends. I think I might be going to dinner with some of my friends. Um, and you can just host and decorate and maybe bake a cake. I don't know. There's so many the possibilities are really endless to what you can do to celebrate Valentine's Day, even if you don't have a Valentine's. And actually, last year, I didn't have a Valentine's, like I said, but I made Valentine's Day cards for all my friends with funny pickup lines, and they really, really enjoy that. We still reminisce on that experience because they were some funny pickup lines. But you can bake a cake that says Valentine's Day or bake some cupcakes if you like baking. If you like crocheting, you can crochet something pink, red, and white, or if you like writing songs. You can write a love song that is in the perspective of someone loving you, or that's basically the concept of writing a love letter, but same difference. If you like watching movies, watch some cheesy romantic Netflix or Hallmark movie. If you like reading books, you can get where I'm trying to go with this. So just don't think that because you don't have someone to spend Valentine's Day with romantically that you can't celebrate the holiday either. And also, this doesn't just have to pertain to romantic relationships or friendships. This can be Valentine, not yes, girl, we're talking about Valentine's Day. This can be towards family members. Like you can give a Valentine's card to your mom or your grandmother or even your dad or brother or uncle. You can buy for Ferrero Rocher chocolates for your mom or whoever it is. Although I have seen some videos and I'm not sure if I can believe them completely, but there were some maggots in the Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and I'm kind of discouraged from eating them now. So the people who don't have romantic partners should not be excluded from celebrating this holiday. It's honestly for everyone. Um, and yeah, there's so many ways you can give yourself love and affection, um, and just not to think of this as like pressure to be in love with someone else. Um, but I do really like the idea of love. The concept is really nice, and I am honestly excited for the day when I do have that someone special, which is not right now, which is honestly kind of good for me, to be honest, because I feel like senior year has had so many ups and downs, um, and I feel like I wouldn't have been able to give my all to a person, um, because I was so focused on, college and getting good grades and taking part in senior activities, that I feel like it would have been, even doing this too, like podcasting and doing YouTube and doing all of this stuff combined, I wouldn't have had enough time to really give that care and affection to someone else when I couldn't even do it for myself at times. So I feel like this in a way was good. I'm trying to look for the good in every situation. So it's kind of good that I wasn't in a relationship yet. I mean, I know it works for many other people. I see it, it's very evident. There are some couples within my grade, and I'm happy for them because they look happy and that's great. But I think for me right now is not the time. Hopefully in college, I'll have that time to spread my wings, be independent, and find someone. And honestly, I think I learned a lot about myself and what I want in a potential partner, um, just through observing relationships that I've seen as of yet, and I've um, kind of matured in a way. So like, I feel like now as I leave high school, I'm ready to take on that new chapter of my life. Um, but definitely I had a lot of growing to do in high school, and I feel like it definitely was not for me to be dating in ninth, 10th, 11th, even in middle school. I feel like middle school is so early. For me, I'm talking from a personal stance, because I don't even think I would know what I'm doing, to be honest. So yeah. Anyways, I think that this is the end of this episode, and I hope that you enjoyed listening. I think this one was relatively short. I'm not even sure how long I've been talking for, to be honest, but um, yeah. So I'm wishing all of you the best Valentine's Day. Um, depending on, I mean, I hope you spend it well. I hope you take care of yourself, or if you have someone special to take care of, you do that. I think you catch my drift, but I hope everyone has a nice Valentine's Day and is surrounded by lots of love. And if you want to keep updated on when new episodes come out, feel free to follow the podcast Instagram at let's underscore talk underscore about podcast. And you can also follow the Pinterest and the TikTok, if you'd like. I'm not forcing you to, but you'll get updates on when I'm posting. You'll get motivational quotes, reels, literally everything, because I do everything. Um, but also in the future, like when I'm going to do collabs and stuff. So really stay tuned for that, because I feel like I'm stepping into this new era of my life and I'm so excited. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so grateful, and I love each and every single one of you who are listening and support my podcast, especially my friends who encourage me all the time to keep going, and they just love my content. So, heart you guys. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon.